Good evening. First to the accused murderer who may never see the inside of a prison cell.
Let's go straight to Deanna Williams. Riley Everson-Clare has pleaded not guilty to killing a man on his morning walk in North Adelaide.
They are, Rosanna, and prosecutors are ready to lock in a trial date. They want it set sooner rather than later because of the current backlog in the court system. But his lawyers say that's premature. She says an expert psychiatrist could determine whether Everson-Clare was mentally incompetent when he allegedly murdered father of one, Aaron Stahlhut, in March last year. There's also the issue of the 21-year-old's fitness to stand trial. 54-year-old Mr Stahlhut was found collapsed on a North Adelaide walking path. Security cameras allegedly picked up the 21-year-old accused killer walking away from the area with a coffee cup in his hand. Riley Everson-Clare appeared via video link from secure mental health facility James Nash House. Any trial, if it was to go ahead, would run for 4 to 5 weeks, and he'll be back before a judge in August. Will.
OK, thank you, Dee. 7 News can reveal a giant petrel found unwell on the Fleurieu Peninsula is being tested for bird flu. Locals reported seeing the sick seabird at Knights Beach over the weekend, the same beach where SA's first and only confirmed case was previously reported. PIRSA officers in personal protective equipment have recovered the giant petrel with a test result expected tomorrow. If positive, it'll be Australia's 8th confirmed case.
Families in Adelaide's north are again scrambling for childcare after the sudden closure of an Edge Early Learning Centre. It's the second time this year it's been forced to shut, but this time it could be for much longer.
At 8 in the morning, this Edge at Gawler East should be buzzing with children. Instead, families are now scrambling for alternative care, the site forced to shut for a second time over allergy issues.
This matter is very serious, and I have serious concerns about the ability for this service to manage allergens going forward.
The Education Standards Board making the call after a child suffered a reaction to food they shouldn't have been fed.
It was meatballs, which were brought from a different supplier than usual. The ingredients were unfortunately not reviewed before being served.
Parents received a letter on Friday notifying them of the sudden 2-week closure, but the operators want to close until October to allow a thorough overhaul of procedures.
We felt that was the appropriate thing to do for the betterment of the entire centre.
Mother Jess says she pulled her son Ollie out of the centre's care last year over mismanagement of his dairy intolerance.
You know, we're just blessed that he's an intolerance, but there's kids that is full-blown anaphylactic risks.
The child involved in the latest incident was taken to hospital as a precaution and is doing okay. Edge says it's wrapping its arms around the chef, who's devastated by the situation. She's been temporarily stood down pending an investigation, a move the organisation claims is the responsible thing to do.
We're taking the appropriate steps to understand what happened, but also support the person involved.
A formal decision on the extended closure is up to the ESB. Families should know within the next couple of weeks. Madison Stanley, 7 News.
Major Adelaide landmarks have turned pink tonight in honour of the Thunderbirds.
Among them, the Riverbank Footbridge, Adelaide Oval, Convention Centre and Entertainment Centre, to celebrate, of course, our Super Netball champions.
And thousands turned out in Rundle Mall today to congratulate the players on their history-making win.
Painting the town pink. Home with the trophy after their 3rd grand final win in 4 years. The next generation of netballers watching on with SA pride.
Yeah, they're so amazing. They're very important to me. I look up to them very much.
The Thunderbirds still pinching themselves.
Yes, we are the champions of the world.
After crushing the Vixens in Melbourne to become the most dominant team of the Super Netball era.
It's actually unreal. I don't think it would be end of this year. I don't expect that going into my first debut season. But it's unreal. The Pink Army supporting us all the way. It's really great.
And for star defender Latanya Wilson, there was even more to celebrate. She was crowned club champion for the 3rd year in a row last night.
Oh my goodness, it still hasn't sunk in properly as yet, but it's just a real feeling. I'm so excited. I'm happy that we were able to get the job done.
But the 3 days of celebrations will all come to an end tomorrow when all the girls will take separate planes to all corners of the world.
6 of the side's starting 7 set to line up at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. And there are calls for the state government to put in a strong bid to host next year's grand final so fans don't have to travel to see them play if they make it again.
I don't think it would have mattered where it was played on Saturday night. The Thunderbirds were in such great form, I think they would have won anywhere.
Are they your heroes?
Yeah!
Hannah Ford, 7 News.
Canberra's fragile relationship with China has turned nasty and dangerous again, with Beijing test firing a nuclear-capable long-range missile close enough to Australia to set off alarm bells right across the Pacific.
It's a highly provocative and calculated act of intimidation on the same day we signed a new defence treaty with Fiji.
As the Prime Minister enjoyed Fijian dancing in Suva, a Chinese submarine in the South Pacific was about to launch a nuclear-capable ballistic missile, placing our shared region on high alert.
Australia has been clear with China that we regard this as destabilising to the region.
They're like the neighbourhood bully, aren't they? So, they're sort of up late, drunk and burning the fence.
Chinese state media confirming the Navy on Monday noon Beijing time successfully launched a strategic missile carrying a dummy warhead, which landed precisely within the designated waters.
We were informed by China today of its intention to do this test. We are very concerned.
This the latest escalation from Beijing in the hotly contested Indo-Pacific. September 2024, China test-fired a similar weapon, also with a dummy warhead, from land into the Pacific. And in February last year, its Navy circumnavigated Australia, conducting live fire drills without warning.
This underscores the need for countries of the region to work together.
Today's test, right as the Prime Minister inked a historic military alliance with Fiji that includes a mutual defence clause.
An attack on Fiji from an outside force would trigger Australia's full support.
It does not threaten Fiji's relationship with China, nor Australia's relationship with China.
No expense was spared in the traditional welcome for Anthony Albanese, who, after a thumbs up from his counterpart, downed a bowl of kava, keen to keep friends close in the Pacific. Both nations' security tonight squarely in the spotlight. Hugh Whitfield, 7 News.